Here are the three biggest mistakes Asian men make in dating. The first mistake that a lot of Asian guys make was not understanding the Asian attraction ratio. Generally speaking, there's three groups of women. There are women who will never date Asian men, okay? They just, in their mind, it's not a possibility. Then you have the majority of the women who are open to dating us if we can present to her that we're attractive and that we have some type of connection with her, that we can generate those emotions in women. And then you have women who actually have a slight fetish or preference for Asian men. In the beginning, if you're just improving the skill, you're going to go after girls who have a preference for Asian men. The problem is that that population is relatively small and you're competing with a lot of other Asian guys, and there's always some kind of compromise that happens. As you get better, you start to realize that the majority of women are open to dating me if I improve my look, if I improve the way I speak to women, if I improve my social skills. And then you realize as you get better to avoid the girls that no matter what you do, they're not going to change your mind. You can still be polite to them, but you no longer waste time and energy on them because you know that that's not your potential market. Okay, this attraction ratio concept is really important for guys like us because we need to identify quickly where to spend our energy and where to get the maximum return for our investment. The second biggest mistake Asian guys make is once you understand the attraction ratios is that now it's like, I want to go for girls that like me. But in reality, the best way long-term to build your sustainable skill set is to raise your level of universal attractiveness. Now, what does that mean? To me, that means two things. And before I talk about these two things, let me explain to you a universal law. That is a law of equivalent exchange. What that means is in social situations, and you'll see this in finance, in technology, in all areas of life, but in particular in social situations, nobody will stay in a social equilibrium unless you're getting some type of value back that's equal long term. So if you're giving too much value over time, the girl's going to resent you or she's going to take you for granted. If a girl feels like she's giving you a lot of value, but you're not giving it back, over time she's going to be like, I'm not getting value back. There's always this equivalent exchange. Think of it as like a gas tank of social value that you're giving to all your social interactions, be it a friend or a girl you're dating. Here are the two things that really increase your social value in a dating situation. One is your image, your look, and the second thing is how you talk to women. The third biggest mistake Asian men make is mistaking real value in dating. So a lot of times we think that because I'm Asian, I'm not good enough for this, or because I'm Asian, these things are stacked against me. Now, look, I'm just gonna be real for a second. In any country, if you're the minority, there's usually some type of social pressure that's on you, okay? The only exception would be like white guys in Japan or like, certain Asian countries that kind of find them exotic. But again, like if you are an Asian guy and you go to certain parts of Brazil, they'll find you exotic too. So there is like a balance to life, right? It's not all unfair. What you have to realize is your race is not the real factor here. The real factor here, if you really think about it, are just two things: attraction and connection. If you really want to break down these two principles down to the first level principles, really it's about survival value and replication. Biologically, that's how we're hardwired. That's how we're built. So that's the first level principle. As you get into more surface level principles, you realize like, okay, how can I make the girl feel attracted to me visually quickly? How can I make her feel attracted to me through my behavior patterns, my body language, the different layers of communication? There's 7 layers I talk about in my other video. How do I know how to talk to women, right? Like the gift of gab, like the gift of talking to women in a way that makes her attracted and comfortable and feel connected to you. I also discovered connection triggers that other coaches don't teach. Because I'm a minority, I have to make the girl feel like I'm not foreign to her, that she gets me and that she feels connected. So I had to make those connection triggers really efficient and really quickly. Once I understood how to create connection, make her feel comfortable, and create attraction at first sight and continuously afterwards, then I was starting to realize like these are the real currency of dating. Not whether how you look, how Asian you are, whatever race you are. That's not the factor. So once you understand that, then you realize, okay, this is the factor I need to work on. How do I improve this skill set? And once you hit certain tipping points, you start seeing an inflow of results. The first level is all the Asian girls like me now. The second level is Asian girls and non-Asian girls who are pretty cute like me. Then the next level, which I've been fortunate enough to reach, and I'm really grateful for that, is wow, all these like pretty high level girls like me no matter what race they are, because I've created my value up to that point and learned how to communicate my value so efficiently and so effectively that girls at this level are finding me attractive. Make sense? So these are the 3 biggest mistakes, and I kind of given you the solutions to those mistakes so you can avoid getting into this like weird negative cycle where you think, I'm Asian, I'm just a regular Asian guy, nothing's gonna happen for me. 15 years ago, that was me sitting in a lonely apartment in New York thinking, my life is over, when in fact my life was just beginning and there was so much potential I didn't even realize. I didn't even know what I didn't know. So that's my gift to you, giving you an insight into what's possible. And I hope that you take this opportunity for yourself, no matter how old you are, if you're younger, if you're in your 30s, if you're 40s, even your 50s. This is a skill set you can learn at any time, and it's available to you. I did create a master course called Dating Without Borders specifically for Asian men, because I felt like there was a complete lack of resources for Asian guys, and a lot of the dating advice out there don't really apply to us because we have what we call unconscious social bias. There's that little barrier that we have to overcome before the game can be played. So in this course, I talk about the unconscious social bias, how to get over it. I teach you this framework of cultural pre-selection, which is if you look different than someone, the universal reaction is this person's from a different tribe. And I teach you the secrets and the methodologies I use to become more familiar to her, to become high value and pre-selected, to be able to challenge her in a way that most Asian guys can't. I teach you how to succeed in online dating as an Asian guy by changing up the online rules, using less pictures, being more concise with your words and messaging, and actually messaging less, okay? Less is more. I teach you how Asian guys can dress in a Western society. I teach you the cultural norms that we have and how to convey them in a dating situation in a way that's attractive rather than stereotypical and looked down upon. I teach the lines that only Asian guys can use that spike attraction and connection in conversations and on your dates. I show you interviews I did with girls who like Asian men, and they share their secrets on exactly what attracts them and what you can do to make them want to chase you. I also have interviews and techniques I learned from my masters, who are married now with kids, how they were able to date girls of all cultures, Asian guys of all sorts. You'll also learn how to date my version of a 9 or 10, we call high level girls as an Asian guy. And there's a very specific process to do that. Like for example, for us, we have to address the foreignness factor. Like in other words, this guy looks foreign to me or he feels like he's different than me. You have to, as an Asian guy, you have to address that feeling of foreignness first, like you meeting a new tribe, and you have to manage that process effectively to get to a point where you can even start the dating interaction. All of these trade secrets are available in my course, Dating Without Borders. Check out the free resource below, check out the course, and I hope that it can serve you. Again, all these courses have a 30-day guarantee, so you will get massive value out of it and improve your dating life, or you get your money back. I hope I was able to serve you today in this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.